Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover. From one that shows Billboard officially report that Kendrick Lamar beat Drake with Gen X. And this has sparked some interesting reactions based on the fact that you could argue that this was pretty much a statistical tie between Gen X and some sexy songs for you. However, there could only be one number one, and Gen X took the top spot. And this has sparked some interesting reactions, which we'll get to in a moment. Today we also have more on Eminem after Recovery hit a new milestone on Spotify that sparked some interesting reactions on social media. And on Eminem, we also have more from Captain America star Anthony Mackie, who recently shared the story about the battle between B-Rabbit and Papa Doc on 8 Mile and how it was based on real-world data. More on this in a moment. And we also have more from Flav, who spoke about where he ranks Eminem when it comes to the best rappers of all time. And starting with Kendrick versus Drake on the Billboard chart, according to reports, Kendrick Lamar took the number one spot from Drake, and it was even closer than Hits Daily Double reported initially, as according to Billboard reports, Kendrick's Gen X beat Some Sexy Songs for You by roughly 500 total units. And boy, this has sparked some wild reactions, as users are all over the place with excuses, as on one end, some believe the game is rigged against Drake due to the lawsuit against UMG. Check this out, for instance. The game is rigged because it is very clear Lucian is running out of bot money, and while some have hit back with the cope is crazy, but some have hit back with something quite personal. Yep, they reply with cope, but that won't make their father come back. Boy, that escalated quickly, and some have now expanded. This was the last chance for him to go number one too. All the tracks of Some Sexy Songs for You are flying off Billboard. Nice fight, but better music won. Shrugs emoji. And as it stands, this is true, that was most likely Drake's final battle to go number one, and he lost to Gen X. And according to projections for next week, Gen X is bound to win with a bigger gap. And some have now concluded the damage Kendrick did to Drake is actually everlasting. Bro can't even outsell a 6-month-old album, and the back and forths are endless at this point. As to this, a user hit back with, "Are you okay in the head? This album's only on the chart right now because of the Super Bowl." This is not entirely correct, although it is true. The Super Bowl gave it a huge boost, but it was doing much better than most hip-hop albums, even after a month on the chart before the Super Bowl. And moving on, we got to hear from Andrew Schulz on The Breakfast Club about the Kendrick Lamar joke that caused backlash a few months ago, when he joked about making love to Kendrick Lamar in response to lyrics on Gen X that many believed were aimed at Andrew Schulz, when Kendrick rapped about how white comedians shouldn't be allowed to joke about black women. And from The Breakfast Club, we got to hear more from Andrew Schulz. Check out a snippet.
Do you still want to make love to Kendrick Lamar?
I mean, like, honestly, it's hard to say no to that.
You find him attractive?
Yeah, man.
Did you see him in them Celine jeans? Them jeans?
When I saw those jeans, I was like, boom, bop, beam, bop, boom, bop, bow.
You gotta stop. Stop. Cut it out. Stop. Why'd you even ask him that?
Stop. I know it was a joke, but why do you think people got so upset
people made
about
that shit racism so fast. I'm just saying he's little. Like, I hate having to explain jokes. He's itty bitty. So why is he telling people to kill my friends? The biggest thing about this whole shit that I didn't even care that he said this shit about, like, me not saying jokes. Like, that to me is like a million people who said not say jokes. The next line where he goes, and to the N-words that coon and the N-words being groomed, slide on both of them. What does slide mean to y'all?
Take you out, but that's because, I mean...
Hold on, ain't no explaining here.
If you an enemy,
if you say kill my friends, everything after that is fine. You took it there. If you say kill my friends, because a lot of people thought that was Charlamagne and Alex Media. So if you go the next line, you tell your fans to kill my friends, you get made love to.
Listen, I appreciate my friend trying to stick up for me, but I don't think he was talking about us.
I don't think it's about you.
But how are we supposed to know? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't say anything for weeks. That was the other thing. Like, people ran with these different narratives. They tried to act like after what I said, I was worried about, like, getting death threats and shit. It's like, no, I was getting that the second they said it. For 2 weeks, I didn't say shit. I filmed my special. I don't really give a fuck. And then after that, I was like, yo, we're gonna have some fun with this. But I don't like this idea that, like, I'm this big bully. It's like, you told your people to kill my friends. After you say that, or that's the potential interpretation, if somebody said in a rap song to kill your friends,
But do you understand though that that was in response to him feeling like you came at what he would deem his friends or his people or people he's trying to protect, talking about
so
black
say
women,
make
right?
fun of my friends.
But if you in the street, if you outside, you outside. You can't choose whether you out or in. It's like you out or you in.
Okay, so then if he wants to play by those rules, then don't be surprised at the response. That's what I'm saying. It feels like he's insider and outside.
Plus, it's a weird matchup, right? Because you got a rapper, right, who's a prolific rapper, and then you got a comedian who's willing to say anything for the joke. So it's not even, it's like, what are we doing here, guys?
I think it's because it's platforming. It's like people listen to you and your voice and your podcast. That's why that stuff went so viral, because you got the numbers and then he has it too. So at the moment he's like, okay.
How we know he wasn't talking about Gary Owens? That's the other
a good
thing.
point.
First of all, ain't nobody.
We don't know.
That's a good. Whoa.
I didn't know. Y'all
Gary.
And boy, this has sparked reactions all over the place, as on one end, some are wondering, I need someone to explain to me the benefit of having this man on the Breakfast Club. The target audience are completely different, and it is also why white people feel so comfortable disrespecting black people and culture. And some have expanded in response to this take with, he's Charlemagne's boss. Now, I don't know about that one, but yes, they've been working together for some time now. And aimed at Kendrick, some have expanded in response to the clip. Kendrick mastered the art of sneak dissing and plausible deniability. He'll call you out, make it sound poetic, then act confused when people respond. Then his fans will write 5-paragraph essays explaining why you just don't get it. However, some believe this is more suited to Drake. This is textbook Drake though. Loudly crying emoji. Didn't he claim he wasn't dissing Joe Budden on No Shopping? Very obviously was. Kendrick name drops at least Party, Drake, Control Verse, etc. But what are your thoughts on the whole Andrew Schulz joke? And if you recall, even Kendrick's associate DJ Head believes no one is off limits when it comes to jokes, although the jokes have to land. And personally, I was with DJ Head on this one. Check out a snippet if you missed our coverage a few weeks back.
Never joke about black women. Doesn't end well. I just
leave
think
our queens alone,
leave
man.
black women out of your jokes. It doesn't end well.
I disagree.
What's your statement?
I don't give a what you are, black, white, Jew, gay,
Czechoslovakia.
nobody's above the jokes. Everybody can get these jokes equally. It's only violation if you don't want to deal with the repercussions of what you say. If you're unwilling to deal with the repercussions of things you say, then you're a violation. But if you're willing to stand on everything you say, then
He said on it.
go off. That's why I respect Schulz.
And moving on to the next point, before we get to Flavor Flav's take on Eminem and also Anthony Mackie talking about working on 8 Mile, Eminem's recovery recently hit a new milestone, 5 billion streams on Spotify, and it became Eminem's 3rd album to reach this milestone, all while it remains the most streamed rap album of 2010. And as far as I know, this was also the last hip-hop album to cross 20 million albums sold globally. And this latest milestone has sparked reactions like, this whole album, he showcases his best rap performances, but no one is ready for that conversation. They're too stuck on the Eminem Show and MMLP because it is old Slim Shady. And to be honest, the reactions were overwhelmingly positive, which was quite surprising on X, as another user expanded. One of the greatest hip-hop albums of all time. This album made me an Eminem fan, a forever stan, and aimed at those who believed Eminem's hits age poorly. A user expanded, quote, recovery was overrated, not a classic, aged poorly. All the Twitter noise always proves to be just noise when the numbers speak. This is the most impactful rap album of the 2010s, made by Eminem in his second prime. Respect the GOAT. And apart from moving over 20 million units globally in the United States, pending on the next RIAA update, recovery is most likely gonna be certified diamond, as according to Hits Daily Double's estimates, it moved over 10.2 million units in the United States back in July 2024. And moving on, we got to hear from Captain America about how he got cooked in 8 Mile using real-world information. Check out a snippet from the Pivot podcast.
You go from Papa Doc, Clarence, live at home with his parents and all that good shit.
He went to Clarebrook. That's a private school.
That's right.
Hey, and I'll tell you this, Google Cranbrook. That shit is not a school. Bruh, I took a drive past, because that wasn't in the movie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we're doing the movie, and, you know, Eminem is just such a brilliant dude. We're on set one day, and he's like, yo, it don't make sense that we beefing. I was like, right? He was like, I need something, like, on you. So we're talking. We talked for, like, 2 hours, like, chilling. I'm like, all right, man, I'll see you later. I go to the casino. The next day, we're shooting a battle scene. And that's why I'm standing there like, You're talking about me. You're not talking about Clarence. That has nothing to do with the character. You're an asshole, Eminem.
Hey, that's why you holding him out like this?
Right. I'm like, I won't fight this motherfucker. I'm like, yes, my parents are still married.
And some have expanded. Eminem dissed him for who he truly was as a person. Wild. And more on this note, so Em just decided, I'm not just gonna cook Papa Doc, I'm gonna cook Anthony Mackie as well. And we got Eminem's manager, Paul Rosenberg, react with, Papa Doc is the real winner. He became Captain America. And some users continued the meme and also proved Thanos is easier to beat than Marshall in a battle. Hope you're having a great one, Paul. And moving on to the next point, we got to hear from Flavor Flav. And this is another one to add to the long list, as Flavor Flav believes Eminem is the best rapper alive. And this isn't the first time he said this, but check out the snippet.
Music is for everybody that likes it. It doesn't have a race. It doesn't have a race. It don't, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have a color. So
do you think you doing that and breaking that barrier with the Beastie Boys, do you think that's why a guy like Eminem was able to come in many years later and kind of have the impact that he had?
Whoa, I'm gonna tell you, man, Eminem, right now, to this day, he's the best alive. The best rap alive. Nobody could beat out Eminem. And there's been people that tried to battle Eminem and everything, but every battle Eminem got into, Eminem took him out. You know what I'm saying? So when you keep winning, that means you're the best. And it's the way that Eminem was coming out, spitting his flows. Eminem was more like the hood, man, more like the streets. You know, Vanilla Ice didn't come from that world. He came from another world. Eminem came from the streets, straight from the gutter. So that's why, definitely, you know what I'm saying, he was definitely accepted because he knew what the fuck he was talking about. He knew his shit. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, but he was the best. And then not only that, but he got with the best. He got with Snoop. He got with Dre. They had a group back in the day, too, you know? And that's when I first met Eminem. And when I first met Eminem, I didn't know who he was. And he went absolutely crazy over me, man. He was like, yo, come on, man, that's Flavor Flav. Yo, you know, I didn't know who he was then. Then I learned who he was. Yo, man, you don't know how much of an honor it was, man, to receive the love from a guy like that, you know, and it was real.
Yeah, he showed love and honor to the history.
Yeah.
You know, some of the best football players, best rappers, best musicians, they know the history of what they're performing inside of because you can pull off of that. So it's cool to hear you say that about Eminem. I just saw a video recently of you guys meeting up at the VMAs.
Yeah.
And you could tell the love was real. But
yeah.
But you know, there's some people hate when someone says that Eminem, a white man, is the best rapper alive today. They get upset about that because they feel like the culture was created in the black community.
All of this is based on feelings. You know what I'm saying? And these are my true feelings. When nobody can beat you, you're the champ. You're the best. You're the greatest, like Muhammad Ali was. You know, wasn't nobody beating him really too much. And he was the greatest. Same thing with Eminem. And that's why I say that he's the best, because I haven't seen anybody beat him out yet. It ain't about color. It ain't about color. It's about who you are inside and how you carry yourself.
And this sparked some interesting reactions, as while a user responded, I don't agree, another user hit back with, this is Flav's opinion. He does not force his opinion on others, and it is okay. You can disagree, it is music, and you feel different. But you see, when it comes to things like this, praise from a vet and praise from a fan are two different things. And Eminem is one of the few rappers lucky enough to get both. Millions of fans around the world believe he's the GOAT, and when it comes to rappers, mentioning rappers in their top 5, we already have an objective report that shows he's also the most mentioned top 5 rapper of all time. And some users were running with it. Rap legends prefer Eminem, but an unemployed Twitter user who knows nothing about rap history, unfortunately, is just using Mac Miller's name as excuses. And if you missed it, this is about the viral post that we covered in the previous video, since right now, hypocrites on Twitter are making it seem like they were fans of Mac Miller when he was with us. He passed and now he's the greatest white rapper of all time. But that will be all for today, and I'll be looking forward to your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and and see you on the next one.